Hello. 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 Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Yes, bro, your voice is audible.
Uh, Thanks for joining the call. So I'm your trainer for this batch. We will start in 1 minute. Let's forward 1 minute and we'll see. So today it is a demo session. We will just give some introduction about the Snowflake and what we are going to cover in this course. Okay, let's start with the demo session. My name is Shiva. I have total 10 years of experience in IT industry. So I worked on different technologies. Completely, it's on the database. Uh, with the Snowflake, I was working from last 4 years. So, and I work both on the ingestion data part and the architecture level. So in this course, we are going to cover end to end of Snowflake, where you will be introduced with the data loading and completing some most of the architectural part where it is common in any organization. Let's go with the introduction. Are you able to see my screen? I hope it should be visible. Yeah, thanks for coming. So, guys, mm, so basic thing is like if you want to see the full screen, right, you can change it here, change layout. Oh, okay. Just hello.
Bro, இப்போ கேக்குது bro. Okay.
Okay. So, guys, if you want to see the full screen, you can go here, change layout, and make it as this on the slide bar. So here you can see the screen, and on the right side, you can see the users. So if you are not able to hear my voice, or if you're not able to see the screen, you can ping in this group, or you can speak and meeting yourself. Okay. Let's go to the course content. So first thing, like, why you need to learn Snowflake. Second is like, what are the prerequisites, and who can learn Snowflake. I mean, if you learn Snowflake, it is beneficial for whom, and some features of Snowflake, and little bit of architecture. We can talk about it today. So, who are audience for this training is like, if you are a data engineer who is already working in some other technology, either with cloud or on-premises databases, or any development activities, either back-end or front-end developers, or if you're a BA professional, analytical, if you're working as a data analytics engineer in your organization, or if you're a architecture related with the cloud or on-premises databases, or if your team is migrating from any of the cloud or RDBMS to Snowflake, or if you want to just upskill your skills. Maybe some people wants to just do the courses, let and wait for the projects coming into their company. So anyone who wants to uh, upgrade their skills, and who wants they are eligible for learning the Snowflake. Even if you're fresher, it's very better if you go with the Snowflake, because the Snowflake is an emerging technology in the industry. And I see, like, I have taken many interviews, around 200 to 300 interviews in my organization, and I see everyone who is applying for Snowflake, right? They don't have even basic knowledge. So it is better you learn before you go for an interview. And I will cover almost every topic which you can crack the interviews, maybe one or maximum two interviews. So what are the prerequisites to learn the Snowflake is, if you know the SQL, it's the biggest advantage. But if you don't know the SQL also, it is fine, because we will cover most of the topics in this course. And if you know the data warehouse concepts, or if you know knowledge of basic knowledge of cloud and ETL experience, these are all the benefits if you already know it. But even if you don't know, we will cover in this course what is required for this course, and you will understand basics of all this ELT, ETL, cloud, and Snowflake, data warehousing concepts and sequels. So why you need to learn Snowflake? It is a cloud native architecture. That means it's supports all the existing clouds. So if you think of AWS, Azure, or GCP, if your client is moving to use those product, these cloud platforms are providing support only for their cloud problem. Suppose if you're using AWS services, right? So they will provide you the compute instance only for the AWS. They will not support a cross cloud platform, like if you're using AWS services, and if you want to use the Azure database, it is not supported. But coming with a Snowflake, right? You can choose a vendor whoever you want. You can choose GCP, you can choose AWS or Azure, and you can host I mean, you can ingest the data from different cloud, you can extract the data to different cloud, and you can use the services from the different cloud. This is the cloud native architecture. And when you share the data to other cloud platforms, Snowflake accounts, or if you want to export the data from the Snowflake to any other places. If anyone knows coming from the RDBMS background, they know very well. Or suppose if we talk about Oracle, right? Even if you want to move the data from one environment like production to development, you need to physically export the data, applying by masking policies, row access policies, constraints, everything, and then you need to download the data in, and then you need to install it. This is a process. But coming with a Snowflake, right? You don't need to have all this headache. From your account, you can simply share the data to the lower environments, or if you want to share with the clients, that is a completely different organization. You can share it, and you can apply the security also. And it supports structured, semi-structured, and also the unstructured data. And the best part of the Snowflake is, right, you can go with pay as you go model. That means uh, if you use a storage only for storage, so you will save a lot of cost. That means like if your organization is using different tools like Vertica or Teradata, any other databases for uh, operational uh, activities, and you want to store the data for analysis purpose only in the Snowflake. You don't want anything else. So for the Snowflake, right, you will mostly using only for the you will be paying only for the cost of storage, nothing else. When it comes to the compute, uh, you are going to pay only for the time of active warehouses. Suppose if you use a warehouse for 1 hour, so you are going to pay only for 1 hour time, nothing else. And it supports integration with BI tools, data tools. Also, most of the tools it supports something like it supports a Power BI, ThoughtSpot, or integration with IICS, or you can use transformations, orchestration tools, and also the DBT tool. It supports for everything. That is why Snowflake is most emerging technology, and most of the clients are recently migrating to Snowflake because of its main advantage is that it supports multi-cloud platform, and there is no uh, headache for you to install, maintaining, applying patches, anything. Everything is taken care by Snowflake. All you just need to do is log into Snowflake account, manage your data, and build the pipelines to import or export the data. That is the only work you are going to do. Any questions still now?
Python is required for Snowflake.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Python is required for this course.
No. Yeah, that's what. See, if you know the SQL, that is well and good, and if you know the Python, that is an advantage. Even Java, Scala, these are like advantages. In the Snowflake, right, you can write a procedures using all this language. It supports multi languages. So if you know SQL, that is also good. That is enough. So
Okay,
Python,
you will teach Python basics or what?
no, we as part of Snowpark, right, we will cover some of the topics related to the Python. I can give you the material by preparing some like basics for data analysis purpose, like what are the listings, dictionaries, how you can create a procedure functions, how to connect from Python with the Snowflake. Those details we can give you because that Python is separately different, entirely different course. So we have the feature called Snowpark in the Snowflake. So this here using this you can write a code in Python. All you just need to know like pandas, how to write a group by functions if you have a if you're working with the data. But if you are working with the applications like REST APIs, or if you're creating a complete app, that is completely entirely different course where you need to import different models.
Can we survive by learning this course in IT?
Yes, yes, that is possible, because see, if you learn only Snowflake and if you are applying job, you won't get it. But see, this is only for course joining into the company. See, once you join into the company, once you get into the project in real time experience, you will be working most of the time with the Snowflake, okay, and DBT. If you are a data engineer, if you are an architecture, you will be completely constrained to Snowflake, nothing else. Because if you are a data engineer, right, maybe you are receiving data from different clouds, Azure, AWS, or any cloud, or if you're exporting your data to any cloud, what happens is there is a separate team from the cloud side where they will do all the configurations related to your Snowflake from their side, and related to the cloud configuration from your side, you are going to take care of it. And this is one time activity that is also taken care by the admins. And you will import after, once they do the activities like creating storage integrations and giving permissions, everything, you will create your jobs using Airflow or Dagster, and you will import the data. Then you will do your dbt transformations and perform your activities and load into the final stage, the database target layers. And then you will load into you will extract, you will give permissions to BI tools if it is analytical, if someone is asking for analytical purpose, or if you're working with the clients, you will share the data. That is also uh, one time activity, sharing the data. Like for each client, you will create one process.
How many,
So if you want to
how many
survive
stages? Uh,
this one, you
how
can
many
survive.
stages?
Sorry.
How many stages from source to target we are doing, like steps?
So if you know the Medellin architecture, right, it is the 3 steps. See, first step is like you will load into the raw stage. Then you will do the transformations. That is completely in the staging stage. And then you will load into the target layer. There are 3 stages. So this is a architecture. After that, you are going to extract. Yes, Kirti. We are going to cover DBT, most of the topics, and few of the DBT commands, and some project. We will show you the real time project how it will be, and we will walk through the ingestion process end to end. See what? Yeah, we will go to the course content. What we were going to completely cover in this course. So this will be also covered.
Uh, Excuse me, this full screen is not available. Like it is showing short.
Full screen. 1 second. And screen. Now is
It's
it
not.
from your side?
Yeah, yeah. Where I can set this.
So full screen. I think yeah. Escape. F2 is a feedback. Okay. Okay. Let me check with the team members if they can join. So the team member will join and help you with the full screen mode. Okay. Meanwhile, I'll go with the course content. So this is around 35 to 40 days of program. So last 5 days we will talk about real-time projects. That means like complete end-to-end projects. So so first we will talk about OLTP versus OLAP, the transactional process and analytical process, and where we are using the OLTP, where we are using the OLAPs, and what is the difference. Then the architecture, key cloud computing concepts like what is on-premises, IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, and what is the different. And, then the Snowflake introduction. So in the Snowflake introduction, we will cover about how do you create basic. One minute, guys. Okay. I think you are able to see the full screen, right? If I see the preview, I can see the charts, my what I'm taking on the participants here.
We'll rejoin once. Okay. Now it's visible.
Okay. So meanwhile, we'll go with the introduction. So in the introduction, we will start with what is a Snowflake, how you can create account, how many days the trials, and what are the different types of Snowflake accounts. What are the accounts actually you are going to use it in the real time in the projects, and how to connect with there. What are the different types of connection options we have? Snowflake architecture, and then the Snowflake virtual warehouses. And this is a big concept. It's just a concept, right? It is big, but when you work with, right, it is very less. Little work on this, and then the Snowflake objects. What kind of objects we have? So these are the different objects: account level, table level we have, and tables and views, or different types of tables we have, and then the storage features. This is one of the best feature in the Snowflake, and the Snowflake administrations. So in the administrator, we will cover all these concepts: access management, direct access control, or back. What is the difference? Network policies, how you can restrict the users not to log in into your account, or you can create a procedures to stop whitelist IP addresses, what is the pricing cost. So this is not fixed because Snowflake every year it is changing the pricing cost. So I can show you like how you can calculate the costs for compute, for storage, and even for the replications. So that comes under data transfer costs. Then how the data is stored, about the Snowflake storage, like how the data is stored, what is the clustering, depth, pruning. These are the concepts we will talk about it. And AWS, so we will in this course we will go with the AWS Snowflake and AWS Snowflake, like what from the from the AWS side, you have to do just minimal activity like log into the AWS, create an integration, provide SMS topic uh, alerts, and grant access to the integrations. That's it. So this we will cover. So what are the different types of stages in the Snowflake? Damodar, are you still not able to see the full screen? Because
No, no, I'm seeing it
oh,
is not my issue.
so we have what are the different stages and how do you create a stages? How do you drop it? And the different types of integrations we have, like security integrations, AML integrations, and file formats. What are the file formats where we will use it? Sequences, different types of sequence, and what is the difference between the RDBMS sequences and the Snowflake sequences? And so this is where you will start actual loading of the data. So all these are like a theory part, and this is completely theory. But table stages, file formats, and the tables, this RBAC policies, time travel, table and views. These are all the practical solutions we have to do. All these stages, we have to do the practical. It's not only the theory. Then coming to the what is the difference between what kind of loads we have in the Snowflake, bulk and continuous load, error handling while loading the data, and working with how do you work with the semi-structured data, what is a cache, and how do you optimize your warehouses to save the cost, and optimize Snowflake query performances, storage, store procedures and functions. We will talk about it, and we will give most of the time, not most of the time, like we will create few procedures and functions and different types of return. What are the different types of returns we can create? How do you expect the data? How do you create semi-structured data objects inside the store procedures? How do you create a procedure using different language? That is also we will cover. Like if you are running with any Python procedure, how do you create? See, you were going to those are the things we will cover here. And tasks. What are the tasks? We have transactions. We have streams. Building pipelines. So pipeline is nothing but end-to-end flow, like from source to. So in one places, if you are a data engineer, right, it will be like from source to target, complete pipeline. If you are architecture, it is only inside the Snowflake. Uh, what kind of activities you will like? Suppose if you are tracking a cost of your organization and you want to distribute it to different tenants, so there you have to prepare a pipeline. Like first you will track cost, then from different, see, in organization you have like 10 accounts, so from each account you need to run the jobs, and centralized storage you need to create from one account and share it. So in between, you have multiple stages to calculate the cost and distribute it. So that is complete. It is like more step combined of combination of different steps is called pipeline that we will build in the Snowflake. Okay, and migration topics, advanced SQL sequence techniques, and Python Snowflake connectors. We will talk about connectors and data sharings. So inside the data sharing, there are concepts as like listings and shares. We will talk about it, and load monitorings, resource monitors, Snowflake security, data marketplace, Snowflake ecosystem. Like in this ecosystem, right? Like how you can connect with the integration tools. How are you sharing your data to BI tools? What are the available partners we have for Snowflake and Snowflake overview, and then like some real-time projects. This is we are going to complete in the Snowflake. I think replication failure groups it's not there, but we will talk about it also. This is comes under resiliency, governance and resiliency. So these are the topics we'll cover in the Snowflake entire course. Any questions till now?
Yeah, hi. How about performance tuning? Performance tuning. Will you
I'm
cover?
not able to hear you. Raj, right?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I think yeah.
Yeah.
No one has any questions. Okay.
So will you cover performance tuning?
Record how much?
Performance tuning will you cover?
Tuning.
Perform.
So we have different concepts. We will cover almost all the concepts for a tuning, like pure pruning. How do you analyze the data? How can you improve the data? Either so there are two types of tuning here:
Mhm.
data level, warehouse level. So we will cover both these topics.
Okay. How about Snow SQL? SQL command line.
So are you talking about SnowSQL? Yes, we will
Yes,
cover
yes.
that. Yes. See, we will have one or two sessions only for the Snowflake, nothing else. Sorry, SQL, where you will
Okay.
cover like DML, DDL statements, transactions. Okay, and SnowSQL, you will use it in your entire course. Maybe 1 or 2 days where we will start with introduction and all. Maybe you won't use it, but other than that, in entire course you have to use the SnowSQL
Okay.
because if you just listen here and I will write it here, and if you don't practice, right, you won't get it anything. You have to practice, and otherwise you won't get any knowledge. I will cover almost everything what is required for your job, but I won't go deep into the AWS cloud technologies because that is not required for us in this course. Even in your organization, like what is required for you, I can tell you. And if you still want to learn more of the clouds, I can tell you like different uh, concepts we have to learn for the cloud side. Okay, so I think everyone got this one, right? Snowflake syllabus from the company. We will cover everything almost in this one. So if you see from this point, you can see we have to use all this one, right? These are practicals, and everything you will use a SnowSQL, nothing else here. From this point, so everywhere databases for each concept, right? We will use this practical solutions for this. We'll see practical examples. Any other questions? We can go ahead with the next.
What about placements and all?
Okay, so we still have time left. So we will look at some of the features which are unique to Snowflake, and some of them are all available with other cloud technologies also. So one is the storage and compute, separation of storage and compute. So if you guys know, anyone coming from RDBMS background, right, they know what is the difference between storage and compute. See, if so, okay. See, if you're working in the RDBMS, whenever you see, yeah. So if you install any Oracle databases, you will have some 16 GB or 32 GB of data, and you need 88 GB RAM or 16 GB RAM, or depends on your workload. And if it is a production environment, uh, the more users log into at the same time, you will have more load. And if you're performing transactional operations at the same time when most of the users logged in, so your system will hang. Sometimes your database crash the websites. I think you have seen your real-time experience. Sometimes like IRCTC website is crashed, or some other thing is crashed, or your bank server is crashed, because all are hosting in the transaction their transactional RDBMS. So where you will have to add your memory CPU. See, transactional RDBMSs are like how it will work is like you will have a server, you will have a network, and you will have user applications. And this is the part where we will talk about servers. So in the server, right, the more storage you grow, you need to increase the RAM and CPU. So that is like vertically you have to increase. So for that, you need to have downtime, and you need to have manually install it. So what happens is you need to do this vertically, increase the RAM. Otherwise, I mean, you cannot do the horizontal scaling for the RDBMS. The more load you get, the more RAM and CPU you need to add it. But horizontal scaling, right? This is a concept of Snowflake. Horizontal scaling, right? You will have a number of this one servers here, clusters. So this is like distributed system. If you see this one, like host 1, host 2, host 3, host 4, these are like horizontally they are increasing. So even if it is down, you don't need to worry. You have availability of host 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and more. But here, if any one of this rack is crashed, you will lose your database. Then you need to go to the backup and you need to fetch it. This is for the RDBMS. And yeah, what I'm talking about. Snowflake compute, right? Yeah. So Snowflake, right? What's this? Snowflake. See, Snowflake what happens? See, if you compare with RDBMS, right, you have vertical scaling, and in the vertical scaling, you will have the compute and storage. Both are tightly coupled. You cannot separate these two. With this, what happened? Suppose most of the users logged in and doing the operations, and most of the transactions are performing at the same time. There is a burden on the database due to this IO operations need to done. Most of the people are doing inputs and some of them are getting the outputs. So it takes like a lot of CPU memory work. But by separating the compute and storage, right, what happens? Uh, See, this is the one computing storage. We have separates, right? So this processor, this user will run a query, and his query is running in this cluster. That a cluster is nothing but a warehouse group of systems. So this one will check horizontally available storage in the down and get it from there. And even if it is this cluster is cancelled, this cluster is crashed, there is no impact on the storage. He can change it to the new warehouses and he can get the data. And the performance, see, if you're inserting the data into the Snowflake, right, storage services, you don't get any issues because it is separated from the compute. The way you insert the data is independent of the fetching the data. So this is a loosely coupled architecture. So what happens? There is no performance impact on the where when you do IO operations. So how it will like and other thing is like when you are fetching the data from the Snowflake, first it will check the data is cached in the warehouse. If it is not there, it will go to the Snowflake storage and verify in which micro partition it is there. It will fetch the data. The second feature is like the data share and marketplace that we already covered. Like you can share live data, you can replicate the data to different different accounts, and you can there also you can share the live data if they are in same cloud and same regions. And we have a Snowflake marketplace where you will access third-party data sets and you can sell your data to third parties. And multi-cloud and cross-region support. Suppose you are hosting your Snowflake account in Azure, okay, and you want to replicate the data to AWS for as a secondary server, DR purpose, and you want to share it to the cloud, different client who are hosting with the GCP. So you can run your Snowflake application in all the cloud technologies without any issues. And the Snowpark, right? As I mentioned, it supports Java, Scala, Python, and AI and Snowflake intelligence. So recently, Snowflake is mostly focused on the AI. So what happens is like whenever you load the data into Snowflake, and if I'm a BI or if I'm an organization, right, I should know SQL to query the data. But with the AI agent, right, what happens? You simply log into Snowflake, give your prompt in a plain English. So it will analyze your available data in your database and it will give you the prompt output. And then the zero copy cloning. This is mainly used for backups and analysis purpose for any issues with the data. Time travel and fail safe is like, this is like by accidentally if you deleted the data, or if you want to check like what is the last date of my what is the date of my last 90 days, 7 days, last week data. Just to verify this, this is the best feature. And security and governance, it is a multi-factor authentication, SSO support, and it is HIPAA qualified. So these are the best features in the Snowflake. Okay, let me log into Snowflake. Yes. So how can we create an account, right? I'll show you like how to create a Snowflake. So yeah, one of the best feature for learners for the Snowflake is like, so Snowflake, you can create Snowflake accounts any number of times, and each time that Snowflake account is available for you 30 minutes. Oh, sorry, 30 days. So if the account is expired, what you have to do is you can download your data, or you can uh, convert it into the pay model. Since if you don't want to convert it to the pay model, you just simply go and create new account and use it. So each time the Snowflake will give you like 400 credits for your practice. And in the Snowflake, right, we have three editions: standard, enterprise, and business critical. So in your organization, most of the organizations will be using the business critical, because standard have you cannot share the data using the standard, and some of the features are not available. Enterprise level, I don't think replication is there. So replication is used for the DR activity. So and we need to get the support from the Snowflake. If you have any issues, or you want to talk to them with any features, or you are not able to do perform some activities using the integration, or some any activities, right? You need to have a support that comes with the business critical. Any questions?
Do you do placement support?
Hello, someone
Yes.
got
Yes. Do you provide placement support?
placement support means? See, I will help you to prepare for the uh, I, I will help you to prepare for the complete interview end to end. Okay, but there are different types of supports, right? uh, some people are doing that. Yeah, we will help you to prepare for your interviews, and you can directly contact me if suppose maybe one interview attended. Okay, some of the questions you asked, some of them you did not ask answer. Okay, you can ask me like, so that for next interview I'll help you like how to answer these questions. But one thing in interview, if you are, I mean, if they did not select you, it is not about your, or only not about your performance. You're about your attitude in the interview, how you are behaving, how your communications. Yeah, so we can take one or two sessions like mock interviews, that I can help you. So once we start the course, right, uh, it should be more. I am expecting like interactions from you guys. So if I'm just speaking, yeah, one thing I wanted to know, like, see, if you have a questions, you can paste it in the chat during our course time, because if we stuck in the middle and if you're talking about different topics which is not covered in this, suppose today I'm talking about in connecting to the Snowflake, and you are asking about data shares, so I cannot able to cover this topic on this day. So if you have any questions, you can just paste it in the chat. I will reply there. Like we will have like last 10 minutes as question and answers. We can
Hi.
ask more questions during the time. And
Able to hear you?
yes,
Yeah, I have 6 plus years of PLSQL developer. But in Snowflake, I'm totally new. Okay, but I have knowledge in SQL. Okay, and I have experience in both
no,
SQL and PLSQL.
can be properly suppressed. Your voice is breaking.
Okay, I have 6 plus years of experience in PLSQL. Okay, able to hear you?
Are you
Hello.
asking like, do you need PL SQL experience for this course?
Yeah, I have. I have already.
Can you type in the chat, please?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Yeah, Santosh. See, if you have 6 years of experience in the PL SQL, right, it's very easy for you to learn Snowflake, as most of the topics covered in the Snowflake are on the SQLs. Basic, some features are not there in the Oracle. Okay, guys. Any more questions? Yeah, I don't think anyone has a questions. So this is all for today, and yeah, we can connect the next class. The coordinator will let you know. You can directly contact me. I think I'll check with the coordinator. Is it possible to share my number? If it is okay, then you can contact me anytime for doubts, or if you're stuck anywhere in your course content. Okay. So it is a 1 hour session. We will cover the complete course like 35 to 40 days. Okay. I think you already know it is like Monday to Sunday, Friday classes. Yeah. Thanks all. If you have any questions, if you don't have any questions, we can drop off.